be ready to go in a minute or two. I just need to jump to the toilet before we start. Just get my chat up on my phone as well. There we go. So I'll be back in a minute and then we'll be good to crack on towards Origins. Right, there we are. Just getting myself all set up for the stream. Probably should do it before we go live, but got my notepad, got my ginger, soft drink, if you want to call it. It's not ginger everywhere. But yeah, so we'll be playing until 10 o'clock. Still a few things I need to do later on. So it should hopefully get us a good bit of January done. And yeah. Went through all the awards. We didn't go through the Power 500 earlier. To be fair, it is mostly New Japan dominated. Kenny's there. Moxley's there. Kofi was there, which is quite surprising. Penta, but no one that's really exclusively been with us the whole time, so they've probably got a lot of those from elsewhere, to be honest. Yeah, let's crack on. This is the next episode of Monday Night Dynamite. What a show name. Obviously, when we're close to going prime time, we'll maybe move to an alternative station, an alternative network, just to make sure we don't, lose viewers to WWE. Right, locker room incident, Chelsea Green and Mia Yim. They got on well. Good stuff, good stuff. Right, so, even though it was only a couple hours ago, what did I book? On last Monday night, Lucha Brothers against Punk and Omega. Punk and Moxley. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Cool. I know where we are. So, have we got any other new signings that I can actually use? I maybe haven't yet. Because there's that many that have come in. Screw it. Roddy's in. We'll give Roddy his first match. Roddy can take on El Soberano Jr. and that's a good opening match for him. 8 minutes. I'm trying to make that the all-out match. Just like Roddy can be this guy that just, while he's a heel, just puts on really good matches. So it's like, here I am. pretty damn good. And this is all you're giving me. Main event will be... I'll make it some 6-man. I don't want to have any major singles matches that we could give away at one point down the line. So we will have Kenny Omega can team up with Jay Lethal and CM Punk, and they will face, I was going to say lose, that's not technically true, to Chris Jericho. They will also have the Lucha Bros, and the winner after 15 minutes will be Kenny over Penta. Penta, you better not disagree here. Pinfall, tainted, outside interference, and the interference will of course be from Jon Moxley because of what's been happening there. Oh my god, Penta's happy to put him over. What a big difference that is. So Penta's putting him over. I've just brainwave an idea. I've actually got an idea from, of all places, the Squared Circle Reddit. They were talking about Rhea Ripley. So what we're going to go with is, when she debuts obviously under her name of Demi Bennett, is they were talking about her as she comes to the main roster as like a Diesel kind of role with Shawn Michaels. So we're going to do that. We'll pair her up with Lexi so she can do that. So I need an angle with one participant on a mobile phone. So there's found mobile phone. What have we got? Have we got anything that's worker is on the phone? There we go. Who is Lexi talking to? I don't know if we'll give her quite 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and that can be the whole hinting towards that. I'll have my hype package for Chelsea Green, getting her over before a main roster debut, so that's fine. We'll have Mia Yim in action, give her some wins before her match at the pay-per-view, so go. Federico Chiesa, and we'll have Mia Yim take on B. Priestley. Sorry B, I know you've been kind of jobbing out a lot, but you're helping put people over, and your time hopefully will maybe come at one point. Absolutely massive roster we've got now. So we'll have that there, we'll have that there. Co-main event. Little building forward to. That's fine, that's fine. Co-main event is going to be Trent, who I've barely used, and he will take on Sami Callihan. So for the Dream Championship, where Sami will pick up the win, and hopefully that's a good showing for both guys. That can go as your co-main. 89% matches, so we do need the 10 minutes on. Angles. Sports Entertainment, I just want to put the 3 main guys together. So whilst it's only Omega versus Jericho, we'll just use this to hopefully push Kenny over, give that 5 minutes and use other angles later in the show, and hopefully can elevate, despite the fact Punk will be going a different way. Try to think who we can get Punk again. I think we're going to go Punk and Steven too, aren't we? Punk was one I hadn't really thought an idea for him yet. We need a storyteller match, so the ladies will get that. That'll change that to green. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And the promo I'm going to do is actually going to be not from our main event, guys, but it's going to be Cody challenging Sami for Origins. There we go, and that can go in there. So it probably won't be as strong as some of our other shows, but it's building up towards the event. I'm actually going to put those matches in now because I will probably forget. So AEW Origins, I'll keep that there in case Havoc's back and we can quickly book that in. But don't have book angles, book matches, so we are going to go with Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega for the final time. Hopefully Chris puts him over. I'll need to find another way to get Kenny over. Also going to go with the Dream Championship on the line, which will be Sami Callihan and Cody. That's fine. We're going to go with, again, hit an angle, but match, 1-on-1. It was going to be Jon Moxley and Penta El-Zero. That's fine. And we'll keep Punk and Steen just now. We'll go with Mia Yim. Because with that many people joining at various times, I don't know who's available and who's not. Mia Yim and Lexi. It's a pretty damn solid card for all elite wrestling. What I want to check, if I just quickly go to history, we gave Pac the win at Greetings, didn't we? Oh, Kenta won a Battle Royal. Right, so at one point we do need to put Kenta in a match for a championship. So we'll probably look to do Kenta and Callihan next week's show. We'll put this anyway, and we will have this in Tri-State. We've not been to Tri-State in a while. See if that can spill over to a few other areas. And we'll be in the Joe Walton Stadium. Can we push a sellout? We'll find out. Sold out. Perfect. Just what we wanted. So the sports entertainment segment, B-75, strong start to the show. Storyline gains heat. Gets the show off to a strong start. Everybody seemed to do well there, apart from Excalibur. So that's good on Kenny. Hopefully that helps him. Opening match was about that had good, decent wrestling, but little heat, as Roderick Strong defeated El Soberano Jr. in 803 with CX02, C61. Pretty decent. Got a crowd buzzing. 67 for Roderick, a 39 for El Soberano Jr. Roderick also improving his performance skills, so pretty good. Hype for Chelsea Green was just an E-18, so it's going to take a lot of vignettes to get her over. And Mia Yim defeating Bea Priestley was in a D-38, with 38 and a 27 performance, so good stuff from Mia. Slowly but surely. The promo from Lexi, seeing who was coming to help her, was a C-58. Obviously, we know what that's building to. Sami Callihan defeated Trent in 9:31 with a Cradle Killer. It was his first defence of the Dream Championship title. A D+51. Trent was off his game, got the crowd hotter. A 29 for Trent to the 58 of Sami Callihan. Pretty happy with that. Callahan's pretty much benefited from just being a Jon Moxley rival, so that's good to see. Cody hyping up the match against Sami Callihan as a C67. Pretty good. And your main event, the killer main event, was a B-76. Great wrestling and a good heat. Kenny Omega defeats Jay Lethal, CM Punk. Kenny Omega, Jay Lethal, and CM Punk defeat the Lucha Brothers and Chris Jericho when Omega defeats Penta following Jon Moxley's interference. So very happy with that at B-76. All strong performances. Omega and Lethal were the weakest with 68s, but again, considering it's half pop, half performance, very, very happy with that main event, which means a C+69 because of a weaker co-main event, but increasing our popularity in 18 regions. So, again, very happy with that. Decided as well, I'm just not going to give Liv Morgan a name until we know what we're doing with her, which might be a bit of time because we might just wait for Heidi Lovelace to be available as well. But we'll see. Let me just let this load up. Alright, so Raw had 7,616. We were in a weaker area, which had 3,000. Both shows were great and drew a lot of praise. Keith Lee's injured. He's broken his tailbone. Apart from that, nothing else massive. Age is she 27? Well, short list though. There was a few companies I could have took up as a development company, but I just didn't think they were big enough, and they were all based in Japan, so I kind of thought I'd leave them for just now. WWE have offered their contract offer to Bryan Danielson. He's considering both offers. They've offered him 4 years, 23.8 and 20%. Did I say 28? 23. We give a bonus of 20 and we buff you up to 25. Will you take that? That's Allenson. Quick question, they tend to turn off the death stuff. I can't even mind. No other save had Kenny deaths on. In 2 wee seconds. I've just usually tend to keep Kenny deaths. Yeah, enabled. They don't really seem to happen a lot. I never seem to get them. The most ridiculous I've ever had was the Finn Balor racist comments, which meant nobody could touch him for 3 years. But in terms of like Kenny deaths, as in somebody that should not be dying at the age of the diet, no, never really happens in mine. And that's it. Enabled. Maybe I should up the frequency because I've got it set at medium, which is just a normal kind of normal expectancy, but that's what it is. Right, New Japan, do not steal Moxley from me. We are at war. Not being considered. Fantastic. 4 years, 18,000. Cool, that's fine. We'll go 5 years. I can't even go to 18,000. Tony Khan, do not make me lose our main guy. 17,320. Shit, we might seriously lose Moxley, which is a massive kick to balls. I'm going to go 5 years. I'm going to have to give my bonus to like 30%. Just to protect our best interests. It's a massive loss if we lose pretty much the guy that's going to be helping them going forward. A 0.76 in TV, and Jericho doesn't like El Soberano. I see a lot of them just in the sense of on the Grey Dog Software forums, funny screenshots, Fred. I see a lot of deaths in that, and I'm like, I never seem to get them. But that's if you're talking of a Kenny death, Frozen and Child is pretty much if you ever watched South Park, is a typical Kenny death. Back in the day, obviously Disney die anymore in South Park. So I've got to check though. I can't mind. So I'm just going to hit continue because I can't mind what I was going to check there. Just about a second, I am just writing out my itinerary for the week going forward. Yep, I'm a weirdo that plans out everything I intend to do the next week. But it's good because if I write stream, I remember the stream. So I need to get back into it. So it's one of the ones, if it happens a lot, I'd maybe worry about it. Fix my headset. But as I say, even in that one that was like 3-4 year in, I wasn't getting them a lot. And Kenny deaths were on. Maybe that might give it more. And I appreciate watching. I would say we are signing quite a bit too many WWE guys, but it's all people I want, and I would take over. And at the same time, we don't know how WWE and AEW are going to, how aggressive AEW will be in pursuing certain WWE talents. I mean, it's a certain talent that I've been looking at, a la the working Ring of Honor. Basically, I'm looking at a lot of guys that were in Ring of Honor when I started playing these games with EWR back in 2008, 2009. Pardon me. That's another one I want to bring in. If people watched my WWE save, this was a guy that was massively behind. What's the WWE contract? Nah, man, that's too cheap, man. You can easily knock that out of the park. 4-year deal, the kids get potential. That's the thing people need to remember. I've put Tony Khan in to kind of limit what I'm doing. But there's just too many guys that I like, too many guys and girls that I like and think are going to be really good that you just got to snatch them and just hope that we can grow enough to grow to attack. That's good. So Havoc is in. So Havoc page is happening. Let's just write that down. Havoc versus Hangman Page. Because that was meant to be months ago. But injury to Havoc paid to that. Oh, I remember now. Broadcasting. So you can see the gradual improvement because of change in TV deal. 38, 58 was our last week, and then a 77 and a 76. So down one, but not bad. Not bad. You can see there it's a gradual build from a 0.32 for our TV debut, and we've pretty much doubled and more our television audience. So I think it says that we're on there for another 8 months and 2 weeks. And if we keep growing, we can always say to them, can we go prime time? I think we can change day, can't we? Right, so we'd have to stick with this for another. Just seeing if we can edit it if we needed to. No, I held on and shown on us. I can change it whenever I want so I don't clash with WWE. That's fine. So if we go prime time, we can change it. That's fine. I don't know if anybody cares either as well, but the under 21 championships, the Euros, are on Sky Sports. So if you're really, really bored needing a football fix, Spain and Italy are on just now. That's a lot of familiar names on the show. Decent match so far. WWE have taken Walter on loan. That was another one I wanted to take. Oh, good job you cannot wrestle because I'd be all over signing Paige. I'm actually going to shortlist her because she could be somebody that could be an authority figure in a couple of years. Let's see anything else. Babatunde to resend. Do we sign like Babatunde? Always frustrated me. They brought him out to the Saudi show. He was in that Battle Royal. Folk were like, alright, and then nobody saw him again. It's like, what was the point? So Tommaso's in. Obviously won't wrestle for a while. Axel Dieter Jr. we're still the only deal that he's considering. That's good. I want to see if we can speed up the recovery process for Tommaso. No, so it's still 5 months and 1 week. That's fine. So he'll debut middle of June. Could be the biggest angle of the summer. Who done it? Probably Tommaso. Right, I'm just going to quickly jump back to size. See, because we're on a new TV deal. So 53, 37, 42, 36, 41, 40, 49, 53, 41, 30, 30. So most places have improved by 2-3 points, so that's a good sign. 16, 21, 28, 21, 16, 19, 22. It's good, man. It's a good place to be in. The company's going well. Good start. Just pent myself. Great, and I've got a pen mark next to like 9 million bits of cloth stuck in my hand. Fantastic. Factory working problems. Alright, but kick on anyway. 2 weeks to build this show. AEW Origins. And then we can start getting panic stations of what we're going to call the February event. So they don't like go to WWE and it's just like, oh, we'll make it AEW Hell in a Cell or AEW Battle Royal or something. There is one I want to do like a tournament type format, but my worry is a tournament would see likely just like 8 wrestlers because some of the matches would be good. Pac has won the Open the Brave Gate. WWE are getting rid of Tamina. Glad to say we won't be chasing Tamina. Brody King to re-sign with PWG. That's fine. And there we go. Axel Dieter Jr. is also in. We've basically just got honours of guys that can just wrestle really, really well. We haven't got sports entertainers. We've just got wrestlers. But I'm hoping if we can tie up Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley before the next TV taping, I'll be delighted. I really don't want to lose Moxley. Not 5 months into the save because we're not big enough yet. Or because Tony Khan won't loosen the purse strings. Anything here? New Japan are setting their sights on some new signings. Shu Miguel has moved on to Scarlett from previously dating Alicia Atout. Progress have re-signed Charlie Morgan, nothing else there massive. CM Punk's to tour with ASW UK. Punk's one of the ones I would have put him in a written contract, but we know for a fact he would have been on far too much money on a written deal, where every so often I could just leave him off television and save a bit. Or can I just on the go? I'm hoping to get the company in a good position for good pay-per-view deals, a lot of money in, and then we can really, really push on. Expanding the company. We got here. We missed it. We missed it in Bryan Danielson. So there you go. You think you're getting them, and you don't. So Bryan Danielson will not be joining All Elite Wrestling. But thankfully, Jon Moxley will be staying for another 5 years. That is a permanent contract signed. So disappointment not to get Bryan Danielson. Don't win them all, unfortunately. Oh, so Mark Haskins has sulked away from Ring of Honor. Who is the latest WWE extension rumour? Humberto Carrillo even. That's fine. Don't worry about him. A couple of wrestlers joining the head-to-head wrestling league, the newly curated. Oh, what? I didn't even notice that Dream was available. I'd have been all over that. Damn. Shortlist him. That's a gutter. He's only 24, and the thing is, we're only booking one show a week, so I do expect it to go in quite quickly. So that contract will come up again. We'll be in a much better financial position to attack it. So we shall. So we've pretty much got every WWE talent we've went for apart from Danielson and Breeze. They're the two that have turned us down. Everybody else has jumped the gun and came to join us. That's a gutter, because that'll probably take Danielson up to about 41 or 42. Oh, Wrestle Kingdom 14, we'll check that out as well. Ice Ribbing rising fast. Literally a second ago it was like, I'm happy to sell, but they're rising. If they weren't based in Japan, I'd be all over it. There we go. I keep saying stop giving people that I want to sign. I did mention in the earlier stream absolutely want Chad Gable, 100% one that we're actively going to pursue. $5,000, we'll start the low ball just a wee bit over them, so then we can swipe in at the next one. Promise there will be a time I'll stop sending WWE guys, but it's not being wrestlers I like. So Britannia Knights signed their contract with WWE. That's expected. They say that's one we'll look at down the line as an authority figure. But on to another episode of Monday Night Dynamite. And we will hopefully have... That's the thing. So Adam Page will be in action. He will take on... Have him take on Flamita. Give Flamita a rare outing. 7-minute match. Hangman picks up the win. Pinfall victory. After the match, 1 versus 1 attack, and that'll obviously be the return of Jimmy Havoc. So then that builds to their match, and as I said, lets us know if Jimmy Havoc is going to stay on within the company. What else did we book in that last show? That's right, I did say we were going to have the Dream Championship on the line. Kenta, Callahan, 11 minutes, Dream Championship on the line. That match can damn well steal the show. So that's good to see. 2v2 action, and we are going to see a women's division match. It's going to be Britt Baker teaming up with Mia Yim, and Lexi is going to be in action. She teams up with Priscilla Kelly, who will obviously take the L here. 7 minutes, and of course Mia Yim for Priscilla. Plenty of time to get Priscilla over their age, so she can take the L here. What you can see as well is it's all different colours of hair. WWE and AEW problems, just like everybody being different. Different hairstyles. So that'll be our second match. That'll be our co-main event. Our main event for tonight's show will be Kenny Omega and Cody against Chris Jericho and Kevin Steen. Hopefully one of these guys will put Kenny over. Try Chris first. Chris Jericho is furious. Thanks, Chris. Kevin, will you happily put him over? Extremely unhappy. If I keep you strong, will you put him over? Good man, Kevin Steen. I haven't missed too much, bud. I've literally done one show. All we've had is Danielson rejected us, Moxley signed a 5-year contract, Axel Dieter Jr.'s in, and the results for the last show were basically Strong over El Soberano Jr., Mia Yim over B. Priestley, Sami Callihan defended against Trent, and Omega, Lethal and Punk defeated Jericho and the Lucha Brothers. I'm basically just going to have Kenny absolutely dominate Jericho in this feud to try and get Kenny over in the States. That's all I can really do. Get a couple of hype packages in. Get Chelsea over. I think Chelsea could be a massive player for us in that women's division. I'm also actually going to have Lexi take her frustrations out on Priscilla. So I just need to do one more thing, and that is just going to be an authority announcement. So while it says reveal of new commissioner, this is basically Mick Foley's going to come out and tell us that at the next event, which is Origins. Stop with pens just sticking out because they keep stabbing me. We will have the first ever match for the Junior Championship. So let's just add that in. Title belts. So you can see here, Dream Championship 47 prestige. That has stayed the same. The heavyweight 71. That has fluctuated in prestige. The tag titles are at 62. That has gained in prestige. And the women's is at 32, which has dropped quite dramatically in prestige. They're all floating, I believe, apart from the main event one. This one will be War Card. And it will be the AEW Junior Championship. Again, just the light division. So maximum weight will be lightweight. It'll be low level. And just let them put on some really killer matches. And that will be in at 30 prestige. Could end up being a very prestigious title because there'll be some epic matches. But we shall see. So this week we were in the Tri-State the last time, sold out. Let's go to, do I go to Puerto Rico? Do I? Nah, we'll go to New England. We haven't been there yet. See if we get any buildings exactly 3,000. The Reese Stadium in New Haven, Connecticut, right on Vince's doorstep. And let's see how this episode of All Elite Wrestling Monday Night Dynamite goes down. So opening match in front of just under a sellout. Saw Paige defeat Flamita in 7:24 with a rite of passage. D44. Got a show off to a strong start, got the crowd hotter. Paige with 35, Flamita 42. Hangman's getting a bit better in performance skills. After the match, Jimmy Havoc attacks Hangman Page just to an E24, an angle that cooled the crowd, so that's a bit worrying. Ladies match was good for the way we've got them at the moment. Britt Baker and Mia Yim winning in 7:03 with a package pile driver. D-38. You can see there Mia and Lexi a good bit above the former women's champion Britt Baker and young Priscilla Kelly. Britt Baker improving performance skills. Obviously going to lose a few points as well because it is a storytelling match. And then the attack on Priscilla Kelly from Lexi was a E26. Hype video for Chelsea Green was an E18. Next up, got the crowd buzzing. It was that all-out match for the Dream Championship. Sami Callihan defeats Kenta in 11:02 with a headlock driver. Second defence, a C-57. Kenta 46, Callihan 62. And stamina, fatigue. I need to stop rushing Callihan into all these big matches. I'm going to cause him injuries, but he's been a great start to EW career. And yep, all happy with him. Mick Foley announcing the Junior Championship, C59, so that's going to be our lightweight championship belt, or cruiserweight, how you want to go with it. And about that good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Kenny and Cody defeated Jericho and Steen in 14:28 when Omega defeated Steen with the V-trigger. Cody was a weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's performances, but a C65 got the crowd hotter. You can see there 77 for Steen, 70 Omega, 68 Jericho, 58 Cody and Steen. With a few improvements there. Booking decisions hampered it as well. And Omega attacking Jericho. Kenny was underwhelming, but a C plus 69. We're trying our best to get Jericho to lose the title. I don't want him being unhappy, because if he's unhappy with dropping the belt, it proves to me that Kenny's not over enough in game, so we do need to look at someone else. But if all goes well, the intention is for Kenny to take the title in Origins. C61 popularity increases in 15 regions, so 3 regions we missed out improving in. So there you go. That'll be the 3 regions I'd imagine that'll get 53, and the other one it's that kind of area. So basically, we need to make sure that we have all our main guys in the main events. And hopefully the Kenny Omega experiment doesn't cost us. That was a big yawn. I don't think it's going to main event. I think Punk and Steen will probably main event again. Or Moxley and Penta probably, actually. Would make most sense. Let's have a look. So Raw gets 7,000 fans, and we get 3,000 in a Leicester arena. Cameron Cole is rising. Nothing else there directly affecting us. Just need to give bigger contract to Chad. So Chad Gable, 5.5 4-year deal, that's fine. We'll straight jump in with a £6,000 deal, a 6-year deal, because he is that good and he's young enough. 33 takes him to 39. So there you go, ESPN are unhappy, so we need to make sure our shows are better. So that's on me. I went with a lackluster main event. This Kenny experiment might cost us. We need to be getting all the big hitters in. So again, that's on me. You forget that show was missing Moxley, Penta, Ray Phoenix, and CM Punk, to name a few. So Omega needs a break, so does Flamita, so does Sami Callihan, but the rating was a 0.73, so we're dropping a little bit. Not good, not good. But we'll see how our go-home show goes for Origins. Oh shit! I'm forgetting Claudio's a free agent. Is he back from injury yet? Because we have played on a good bit. And I always said once Claudio was fit, we were going to sign him. I mean, Hillbilly Jim's retired. Oh, for goodness sake, man, stop giving me wrestlers I really, really want to sign. Adam Cole, 100%. Get him in the door. So a contract just a wee bit over WWE. Again, sorry for literally trying to sign everybody, but Himuru, do we try and bring him in? It would help expansion in Japan. Nah, Tony Khan won't let us. They're going to give him $8,000 a week. We can basically stretch to 3, and then Tony Khan will be letting that. So that's fine. We're not going to sign Himuru. Annoying, but probably we should be looking to do it. So we'll keep an eye on Adam Cole. That's the next one that we'd hope to bring in. WWE. So again, just basically making this a WWE roster. He's seriously considering both offers. That's fine. I done that so I could push up to 6.4. We'll give 10% every show as well. So he's happy to take that. We'll see if we get him. So I was going to do something and I can't remember what it was. 56 popularity, 56, 56, 44s across the board. That's much better now. Everywhere's clearly in the D's. Way away for the E's apart from Puerto Rico and Hawaii. That's fine. They'll just have to build up slowly but surely. That's the one we need to worry about is the Mid-Atlantic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, so that's the one that's furthest away. So we'll start working on a lot of Mid-Atlantic shows. There we go. Is that a future signing for us? As much as I could just call him his real name, Chaz Betts, I think I'd just call him Gable. We'd make him Gable the Wrestle Machine and just have him destroy everybody. I think I'd do the WWE Criminal Sin and actually put him in a tag team. A wee tag team of him and Roderick Strong and just called him We Can Wrestle What Fuck. Oh, it was Cesaro, that's what I meant to do. Right, go. Right, no more WWE contracts, please, game. I know there's a million people in their roster, but I need to stop. Kenny King, we were using TNA. Rosemary, That's not even a permanent contract, that's fine. There we go. Debuting as a heel. We'll have 2 wrestling machines. Perfect. WWE offered the contract to Adam Cole, that's fine. I lowballed the early one so we could kind of see what they're putting. So they've actually matched us, 4,510. So we'll boost that to 4.9, go 4 years, and we'll go 10%. Nope, I basically have decided I'm just going to keep her off television until Heidi's back. And then when Heidi's back, we'll put a version of the Riot Squad in AEW. Possibly, I don't know. I need to get to the stage where I properly look at the roster and go, right, we've got a lot of good singles acts, but it's time for us to be creative and make some factions up and maybe some groups or alliances that maybe wouldn't quite think of seeing together. A la Roderick and Chad could just be the start of one of God knows how many. Like even getting like Chris Jericho some lackeys. Folk going on excursions. Oh, well, it's just E opening up different places he'd like to go. Of course, he's struggling with an injury at the moment. Also going to do one wee bit bad thing here. Right, so they're offering 4.85 year deal, 20%. Cool. We'll go 30. So you saw there the main star for Impact Wrestling was Phoenix. Let's get Phoenix tied down to a written deal. So he'd be doubling his wage per show, but get him in and we're jamming. The other person I said we're going to look at, Cesaro. If he's fit, I'm good to go. Popularity's okay. Skills are pretty decent. So he's not fully fit. He'll still have lingering injuries all over his body apart from his upper half. But Cesaro, or Claudio Castagnoli, will sign on a 1-year deal. Because WWE's not opposing it, I'm going to offer him a low ball deal on a 1-year contract. We'll get to a stage where we stop signing WWE guys. Soon. Should be another one in the door. Adam Cole, baby! He's another heel. We're really lacking on the heel side, so Adam Cole in as a heel, perfect. That's worrying. Strained hamstring. I don't think it's going to stop him for wrestling, but it will impact his performances, so that's really frustrating, considering that Penta Moxley is literally a week away. That's just going to show us niggling, so we'll get it. And the injury side, nothing there that directly affects us with WWE. Let's see how bad it is. Medical, 6 days, that's fine. Keep him off television, just have him on an angle, and then he can fight. And they can have a monumental clash at Origins. Oh god. Yawn, yawn, yawn. So I think this stream will book up this show and we'll do the pay-per-view as well. So that'll be pretty decent. That's 2 months of booking we've done today. And then we'll probably look at the next stream, I'd imagine probably will filter in Friday or Saturday. Unless I have a day at work where I don't come home absolutely shattered. I've avoided saying Friday because Friday it's a VFL race day and there will be Crash Bandicoot coming out, so I kind of want to play a lot of Crash Team. Right, so as we said, Awesome Kong, we're quite happy to let go. Please, WWE, stop this, man. Everybody I want to sign, you just put their contract up. I want to sign Rusev. I want Miro to be happy and just dominate cunts. God damn it, 3-year deal. Come on, Miro. Come on board the AEW train. We've absolutely readied them. We're not mean creating our own stars, we're just going to sign everybody for WWE. But the people who are ready for WWE can be used to put our stars over. Because people didn't think of that. And WCW. Nothing else directly affecting us there. And there's your John Moxley written deal. So that was his go away present for New Japan. Have an injury before he become a exclusive All Elite Wrestling superstar. Or wrestler. I don't know if they're calling their wrestlers stars, superstars or what. This is getting beyond a joke. Please stop this. Nakamura? Why is this everybody I want to bring over? Everybody, a lot of people I think would be realistic propositions to sign. Surely that's not. Well, there you go. No chance that happens. 12,000. WWE are offering them 20. We ain't affording that. Unless. What if I give you 100% bonus per show? Tony Khan says no. An event. 50% is generous enough. Right. We won't make you work house shows. Oh. So we would lowball them. WWE would give them 3 years instead of 2. We'd give them less money and push the money up. He's happy to take that with 50% for an event. Reason being, Shinsuke Nakamura, man. Like, seriously now, stop offering WWE contracts up game. Honestly, there's so many. And Flip Gordon. No, stop signing people. Right, so they've offered Rusev 8.3 in a 4-year deal. Cool. Probably wondering when you see this, how do I not end up with more FM teams in administration? I wonder that as well. Get all those people missing. Not even the people missing, the people that are coming in. Adam Cole, Athena, Axel Dieter Jr., Chas Betts, El Generico, E, Heidi Lovelace, Nick Jackson, Tommaso Ciampa. Oh, more unhappy locker room readers than not have lost the locker room. Shit. Right, so Seema, Lethal, and Daniels. That's cool, that's cool. Let's win them back over then. So we're going to see a massive push for the Addiction. They will take on the team of the Best Friends. And Christopher Daniels can pick up the win over Chucky T. Pinfall, steal the show match. Good, good, good. Jay Lethal will be in action. We'll give him the Luchasaurus. So did somebody say locker room leaders are unhappy? And this is me meant to be booking for a pay-per-view as well. Storytelling match, pinfall. We'll basically job out the Luchasaurus because of the injuries caused to E at the last pay-per-view. Open challenge accepted. So we'll have Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian say they're going to challenge for Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards for the Tag Team Championships. So we'll add that in. Guess who's going over? That might make them happy. Addiction versus the Wolves. Just quickly itch my ear. Fix my headset. Main event. Obviously we can't have John Moxley, but we can still have some elite superstars from All Elite Wrestling. And we will have CM Punk team up with Cody as they take on the Lucha Brothers. And we'll have Goal for Italy. Chiesa again. Rey Fenix will get the win over Cody. Pinfall, and we'll make it an interference on Cody by Sami Callihan. So that's going to be the match we're going with, Sami Callihan and Cody for the Dream Championship. So that's in as well. I have Shawn Spears in action taking on Roderick Strong. Roddy will pick up the win. What I'll do off stream as well is I'm going to fix everybody's push. So obviously there'll be people that are, like Shawn Spears is not going to be a main eventer now, so I'll fix all that off stream just to make sure everything is fine. So building towards matches, we will have an attack at the end of the show, and that will be John Moxley on Penta. A 5-minute segment there. And we'll have no. We'll have Chris Jericho on Kenny Omega. Hi Ryan, welcome man. So it's a bit unrealistic this save admittedly, but we've got to challenge WWE, so why not steal half the roster and then build stars up from there. So Jericho on Kenny can go in there. Hype angle for Chelsea Green. Put that in there. I need to have some sort of call it in brawl. So Hangman Page will call out Jimmy Havoc, so that'll happen. No, that's fair. That's fair. I just tend to sign too many people. That's the problem I've always had. But basically, WWE's a lot of the contracts have come up quite early, and it's pretty much everybody that either A, I'd love to take to AEW, or people that I think will go. So yeah, we do have a bit too many WWE guys already, but I feel like if we get a lot of WWE folk in, then once we're settled, we're a decent sized company, we can then push the All Elite Wrestling people that maybe could use a bit of time in a developmental system to hone their skills in this mod. Super athletes and talented wrestlers in real life, but maybe in the game haven't quite been given the attributes. I've tried to, thankfully, avoided everybody for Scotland so far, but I do think a lot of them are gonna pop up. The amount of times I've already said I'm signing the Coffee Brothers eventually. That's a good thing. Like we've progressed since June. We're in January already, so there's the intention to keep this going until TEW2020. It's a long-term save, which is good. Which means we are effectively could be writing 6-7 years of All Elite Wrestling history, depending how many shows we book. Because we're sticking to 1 hour, we're sticking to one show, just to progress quicker. And then once the finances are in a really good position, we'll go 2 hours, then a second show, and so on and so forth. We can give 1 minute to. Yeah. I've watched Double or Nothing. I've watched I classify All In as an AEW show. I know it's not really, but I've classified it. I've made this basically. We go to 2019, the second annual All In, so I classify it as that. But no, I've been watching it. Just refreshing to have an alternative. You know what I mean? I don't really want a war. I just want something else to watch. We'll give Spears and Roderick another minute. So we'll book this one. Tri-State we've done. I'm staying away. What did we say we needed to improve actually? Setting size, which was Mid-Atlantic. Try and get that catching up. That's fine. Actually, I've done a show there as of yet, so that's probably why we're lacking in the Mid-Atlantic region. Well, speaking of local shows, this is quite a few years ago now, but it was just like a church in Scotland. Maybe lucky if there was 300-400 fans there, and that was the first time I'd saw Kenny Omega in person, and I was just mind blown. I'm like, this guy is unreal. And then like 2 years later, all over New Japan, I was like, it's crazy. Who's on your doorstep? But the local one to me was the likes Nikki Storm come through that, or Nikki Cross, as she's now known in WWE. Killian Dane, Jack Gallagher, Noam Dar, half the NXT UK lot. Because there's times I'd go to like an SWA show and I'd be like, yeah, like this is possibly up there with what I'm watching in WWE. It's always mad, but you see somebody for the first time, you're just like mind blown. I remember it was not too long after they had the big match that blew up in Japan, and then I saw Ricochet versus Osprey and at WrestleMania weekend that year, and it just blew my mind. I'm like, oh my god, this Ricochet is ridiculous. Cause I'd seen Osprey once before, but Ricochet, I was mind blown. And a lot of time I was like, oh my god, was probably. But in terms of all wrestling, and at a wrestling show, I've never been more mind blown than Nakamura's debut in NXT against Sami Zayn. Being there and witnessing that was just. Mania was alright and was quite enjoyable and the experience was class, but this atmosphere match, everything was just unbelievable between Zayn and Nakamura that night. Right, let's book this show as our go home show. So we look and see how we do. Best Friends Against the Addiction was a C minus 53. As I say, we have to get our locker room leaders better with morale, so they pick up the win. Still pretty respectable in terms of in-ring performance, the 57 and the 51. It just goes to show you, innit? There's so many wrestlers you think, oh, they're jobbers, man, they must be horrible, and then you actually see them in a live show and you're like, how? I remember, it's not really a good example, but even stuff like, I mind seeing Rhino like, liven up in person, and imagine Rhino's not the tallest guy in the world, but seeing him up close, I was like, this guy's built like an actual tree. Just that thing as well, you don't realise like, how some of them are just absolutely massive. And Rhino wasn't against exactly a small wrestler, it was Wolfgang he was up against. I think Wolfgang's good, 6'4". Alright, so the tag match being official between the Addiction and the Wolves, the D41. That's fine, I'm happy with that. Also with this save, there's a lot of nostalgia involved. So like I've started playing EWR back in about 2008, 2009. So because I get a lot of ROH for that time vibes, there's folk I'm bringing in like a push to the moon, both American Wolves at the time. So I'm like, I need to bring them in, even though I don't know what Davey Richards is doing these days. I know Eddie Edwards is doing things in Impact, but Davey, I think I don't know if he's just left the business or what. The C-55 for Jay Lethal beating the Luchasaurus. That's good. Crowd hotter. 66-28, that's good. That was just to get Jay Lethal happy, because he is an unhappy locker room leader. Chelsea's hype video was an E19. If it comes to worse, I'll probably look to even give him a wee bonus to keep him happy. I'm the same. I tried to go back and play it one day and just couldn't. Because of the in-depthness of TW, I just couldn't. I think it was EWR, probably 2008 to 2014, maybe start of 15. And that's when I saw Rick's videos on YouTube, Total Team Talk, who played the Football Manager as well, so there was that connection. That got me TW13, about 16 on release, and I pretty much been hooked. But I've always liked simulation management games, so having a wrestling version, the Island games, were just perfect. But I'd used to get into college, I'd have a pen drive, and I'd just stick the files of the game on that, and I'd sit and play it in college. Honestly, everybody's sitting learning a lecture, and I'm sitting booking I was booking PWG at the time. My company was based with my main guys as Kurt Hawkins and John Moxley. So maybe that particular save was probably 2010-11, just as Moxley had signed. But because WWE had so many guys, they always released people. And Moxley and Hawkins were two of the first to go, and I'm like, that's my guys. So there we go, the match between Paige and Havoc will happen, which kind of will determine Havoc's contract going forward, so that's in. Roddy beats Shawn Spears a C61. I was expecting good stuff for Shawn Spears, does his role really well. Roddy looks really, really strong. Jericho's promo on Kenny gets a B+ 83, just basically him being an arrogant bastard, trying to ensure he remains champion, because he won't put Kenny over. And the main event, Lucha Bros defeat CM Punk and Cody in 13:55 when Sami Callihan attacked Cody, giving the win to Phoenix. B-75, Cody beat Link, 55, 77, 72, 80. You can see who the main guys are in this particular match. CM Punk improving performance skills. Yeah, that's fine. And then end the show. Cody will keep working before we get to that heel turn. And then Moxley attacks Penta. We head up to that main event match at Origins, which I think could be incredible. B-73, one of our better shows, and it shows by a mile that we increase our pop in all 18 regions that we have to, so back on the right foot. That's the thing, Sami Callihan, I've heard a lot about him, was excited for him in WWE, nothing happened. I've seen a few things out of WWE, but I've never ever had a proper sat and watched his good work. But it's good to hear he's apparently doing good stuff now in Impact. That's the frustrating thing, just the way my work works out, I don't get to catch a lot of wrestling, so it's pretty much WWE. That's how the AEW stuff's perfect as well, because the events are on a Saturday night, which means you can sleep all day Sunday in the UK, so it's absolutely perfect with that as well. But I knew Callihan had a rivalry with Moxley, so when I brought Callihan and Moxley, it benefited Callihan, and he's just been solid for me, been great. Please, no more WWE people leaving. I don't want to keep signing folks. So we had 3,000 fans at our show. We can push to about 4.5, but we are working on areas that we're needing to get over to get to national quicker. WWE just 4.3. Randy Orton was their MVP. Who are we signing from WWE this time? Nobody, but it is a 1-year deal for Claudio Castagnoli after his injury. Released from WWE, which means he's a free agent and he will likely debut at the pay-per-view, and that has given me an absolutely great idea. I need to think what I'm going to call it. In fact, I'm forgetting this is YouTube and we're booking on the spot, so I don't need to hide anything like I would on a YouTube video for the surprise. So what I'm thinking, I mentioned we were going to go Roddy in a stable with Gable. It's just like we can wrestle like hell. Why not put Cesaro in that as well, or Claudio Castagnoli, we'll need to call him. So we're keeping away from WWE names here. And that can be just a stable of just folk can wrestle. Possibly. Nakamura, I don't think we'll get Nakamura. I just don't think we've got the contract to offer. 3 years, 24 grand a week. That's double what they're offering. I'll push to 4 years. I'll push him to go as high as Tony Khan will let me. I'll toggle smart offer. So Tony Khan's only letting me go 15,140. We're pretty much going to have to take Nakamura right out of his prime into past it territory. If we ignore it, I'll get rid of smart offer because that's just 15,160. And so WWE still get the better offer. We can't go higher than 50%. Still would stay with WWE. We'll max out that. I just felt adding Tony Khan in is making it a bit more trickier than usual as well, rather than just you still get him, you need to kind of counter. Still prefer WWE. 5 year? 6 year? Push would be no lower than upper mid carder. Aha! There we go. 0.77 in TV. Sami Callihan doesn't like the Luchasaurus. I always just like to stick to 2 3 year deals. I don't like to go, because I'm used to that with the wrestling, but with the football, sorry. But I feel like in this, the wages are very low, which is why we've locked in so many people. Like, obviously, in historical mods, you get people 100 grand a month. Our highest, I think, is Moxley, because Punk's on a pay per appearance, but Moxley, Kenny's buttons. There's John Moxley. 17.3. In my WWE save, I had Seth Rollins on 70 odd thousand, so to me, some of these contracts are nothing. 13 grand for Kevin Owens or Kevin Steen is nothing. El Generico, 15 was pushing it out, but the ones in developmental that have come in, Chelsea, 2,000. Axel Dieter Jr., 2,000. Demi Bennett, less than 2,000. I don't see that as big money at all. Right, I've made you a face. Get your arse to heel. That faction's happening. The wrestlers versus the world. The good thing is actually booking Origins will take us probably right up to the time I said I was going to stream it, 10 o'clock, so that's fine. And of course, this streaming earlier on stream for this afternoon, both will be lobbed up on YouTube. I imagine one will go live. I'd imagine Tuesday, one will go live Thursday, because they don't want to saturate it too much. Give folk a bit of time to try and catch up if they want to, but everyone will be up there anyway. Right, Johnny Saint's retiring. Somebody's signing. That's good to see. They believe that MJF is the next future star. Good, good, good. Because we'll push him massively. That's fine. What are with them? And there's your Ray Phoenix permanent contract. So get that right up, you Impact Wrestling. That seems like a job or WWE tag team. And that pains me to say that. It's killer spelt backwards. Chance for Italy to go 3-1 up in under 21s. Oh, lovely penalty. Sends keeper the wrong way. Just to confirm, no, we are not signing Matt Hardy. I'd like to sign Mahad. I actually really like Mahad. He's probably one of the few wrestlers I've like a complete 180 on my opinion. Obviously, everything you've seen about him on social media is just brilliant, and his games room is something to be envious of. Io Shirai wins the NXT Women's title. It takes her until January to do so, but she finally beats Shayna Baszler. Pardon me. Thought it was Rusev down there signing his new contract. Also mad that we do have all the connections with New Japan, CMLL, and we've not really drafted them in because we've just signed written contracts. As soon as we hit Cult pretty quickly, straight on to regional contracts, straight on to written contracts. Hey, John Moxley fully fit for the pay-per-view. Perfect. Recovery for Zema Eon is back. Brian Cage to re-sign with Impact. Referee to re-sign, that's fine. And signing for us, no one, it's Joe Janela getting a wage increase. Cool, keeps you happy. So Nakamura and Rusev are going to keep us waiting. I'm going to let both go. I think Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy is two people I can look at, and we can go for there. That's a very good question. I think EWR are probably the couple that went 3-4 years. The thing is, most of my stuff, Ryan's all on YouTube. This is like the first time I've properly made the jump over the YouTube to Twitch, because I just felt like with YouTube I was kind of having to rush shows out, if you know what I mean, because I was always adhering to a schedule. Well, in Twitch it's just like can book away, relax and chill. So I was at the stage where basically, right, I've only had 3 or 4 saves in this TW number in day 1. So my first save went from the day release, which would have been after WrestleMania in Dallas 32, and I kept that going until just a couple of months ago. So probably that was 2020. I think we finished at WrestleMania 30, 38, 37. I'd need to check. So that's probably my longest recent one. And I had a couple of long-term saves with TNA at the time they were called, and TEW13. And then obviously stuff that never made like YouTube, which was just EWR stuff. I'd have a lot of long-term ones, but I at least think I'd done 5 or 6 years in that WWE save, and that was me booking Raw, SmackDown, Women's Revolution, pay-per-views, 2 pay-per-views a month, and trying to book that within like doing a month a week was tough to keep up with the schedule. But the save was just a far too stacked roster. What's up, Corby? Have I missed something? Is there something I urgently need to check Discord for? Or are you just popping in the general area? Is Lemmy streaming? What's happening? Mixed Match Challenge 2022? I just seen does anyone want to play clubs, and I'm just like, I installed that a long time ago. So we're going to try and get to the 2023 Mania, but disappointing. I only got to Mixed Match Challenge, and I hoped to have moved on a bit further for that. I've still got the save, of course, but my head was just fried just trying to book so much in a short space of time, because I was getting very little time to do stuff during the week. Like, I can maybe chill and do everything I need to do between a 2.5 hour period Monday to Thursday. Thursdays is maybe even an hour and a half for I need to do stuff. Don't get me wrong, I've got all day Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but other commitments come up, and the best thing is when I started denying they're streaming it, that's fine. I'll probably jump in voice to about 10:30. I know I need to be in bed early, but sleeping on a Sunday's not exactly easy. So I'll pop in for a bit, so I want to do a bit of Motherwell pre-season. The good thing I like about TEW is just like I enjoy the games, I enjoy playing them. I just like enjoying the booking aspect and discussing it and just kind of letting folks see what I'm doing. That's how I get into streaming in the first place with Football Manager. I used to go all these adventures on FM, and I was like, but I'm doing this myself. I want to share this adventure that I'm like into like 20, 40, whatever. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like Brett Hoban, there was maybe 4 people that knew who Brett Hoban was. Me and 2 of my mates who were in a shop about him. When I had other new gens coming through in various other saves, folks were like, fucking, there's Drew Rush at Sheffield United, etc. Oh, Ali's pregnant, so that's going to take somebody out the roster. Congratulations, of course, but that'll rule you out winning the Women's Championship. There we go, big Miro's in. Damn right I'm calling him Miro. And he's joining that wrestling stable as well. Can we try and get Naka though? There we go, this is the big one. This is EW Origins. Pardon me, you found this one as well, why we haven't booked the... I actually need to give him his contract today. Shit. Month. Let's see how your match goes. Basically, Nick's injured. So I've just kept the Bucks off. And Matt's fatigued anyway, so there we go. CW Origins, let's book it. So many people due to sign. So Bright House in the States and ITV box office in the United Kingdom. See, that's what I initially thought, bankrupting ourselves, but we're still on that threshold and not losing money. Plus, we're getting over and over and over as a bigger company, so I'd like to think if we can really risk it and put the pressure on to get into national, then surely then when we get to national, the television deals and the pay-per-view deals will cover the money we've got. That's my thinking behind it. It could completely destroy us, but that's my logic, my mindset behind it. I'm just going up, no pun intended, all in to get to national, to get the bigger television and pay-per-view deals. And if we are running as a lot of written contracts, which we are now, we'll probably fire up a second show which will enhance the extra gate receipt and will hopefully enhance the quickness of the popularity and importance gain. Could completely make an arse set and we could bankrupt the company, but well, at least we had fun in the process. Jim Ross won a video game tournament. I don't think that happened. Penta made a silly game. That's why, like any pay-per-view event we do in an 8,000-seater stadium, like 9,000, I'm going to sell that out just to make sure we get as much income as possible. Right. Where can we book? Is there anywhere that's a hotbed? No, let's go for Millet Hall in Oxford, Ohio. So since we're in Ohio, your main event for this evening will be John Moxley taking on Penta L0. We'll just make that the main event. 22 minutes. Always give Moxley the big match. Pinfall. Slow build. So I'm going to do a bit of a shocker here. And a bit of swerve. Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho for the AEW Heavyweight Championship. We'll go 14 minutes. Will be the opener. Oh god, Chris just won't put him over. Chris is just a refusal to put Kenny Omega over. That's fine. Chris, you'll take the win. Damn right you're losing the title at the next event then. So Jericho picks up the win, and for that, Chris Jericho will lose the title at the next event. So February event, just going to write that in. That championship match is set. So I think you know who's winning the belt. So the hint I'm given. Right. Women's Championship on the line. That was going to be Mia Yim against Lexi. The thing you need to remember as well with the whole financial situation, there's a lot of guys and girls we're not using that aren't on contracts. Aren't in anything written. Lexi will win, that's right. Pinfall, tainted, storytelling, not comedy, storytelling. Why does she win? Because we are having the debuting Demi Bennett, her Diesel, for the All Elite Wrestling Women's Championship. Go match 2. Next up is the Dream Championship on the line. Cody versus Sami Callihan. Cody can win. In fact, no, Sami will win. Pinfall, all out. All I want to do is save that roster. Cody, change of plan. I was going to go Cody versus Pete Dunne. That's scrapped completely. Because after the match, there's going to be a 2-on-1 assault. And Cody's going to be attacked by Claudio and Roderick. So that means at my February event, I can score that out and we can book a 6-man tag. I like the idea of that match. I'll keep that one hush hush. I know I don't need to keep them all, but that one can certainly stay hush hush. It's at 74 minutes of my 150 pay-per-view. Hangman Page against Jimmy Havoc. That'll go 1-on-1. And my ITV won't let me do a barbed wire cage. First Blood. And Hangman can take on Havoc. Adam Page will pick up the win. Crazy, not Hangman Page. Jimmy Havoc, crazy bump. What? Stunt bump? Nope. Right, so Adam Page will win, basically. Basically, if it's a good match, we'll keep Havoc. If not, we'll just let him go. So that gives him that opportunity. And there, the tag titles were going to go on the line as well, actually, that's right. That was going to be the American Wolves against the Addiction. And again, keeping locker room leaders happy. Chris Daniels was going to pin Davey Richards. Can make that storytelling as well, that's fine. So there's a lot of stuff people won't agree with, I can completely understand that. But it's all about having a bit of fun in it, not storytelling, you're still the show. Ah, that's what's missing. I could have just done it that way. To be fair, they're technically all on the card anyway, so I can delete them all, that's cool. You're on the show, you're on the show, and you're on the show, that's fine. So that should go green. What's missing now? No problems found. There we go. Right, so CM Punk, Steen again. Basically just putting them on the card, keep them happy. Pumpkin beat Steen, that'll be co-main. Let's also have other people that need to be kept happy at an upper level. Jay Lethal's one. And we'll just put in a random Jay Lethal Ray Phoenix match, because that could be pretty good. 10 minutes. Lethal the victory. Again, keep the babyface happy, and that can go and raise the crowd after Page and Havoc. So that's the card. That's me just needing my desk. So we'll start off the show with a special entrance from Chris Jericho, the champion, wants the spotlight. Then have a 2-on-1 angle, which will see Mia Yim attacked by Alexi and Demi Bennett. That's in there. We'll have a hype package for Chelsea Green. 3 minutes for her. That's 137 minutes. The hype video, hyping up the injury to Havoc before that match can take place, hence the big delay on it. And then we'll have a promo from John Moxley on Penta. And that can go 5 minutes. Should leave us with a wee bit of time as well. It's 4 minutes, perfect. And that promo will be Maxwell Jacob Friedman wondering why the hell he's not on the damn show. Boom, 150 minutes, but just like that. Put that in there actually. So we're happy with the attendance, Milton Hall and the Great Lakes. Oh no. In fact, there's actually Milton Hall in it. Aye, that's fine, 9,200. Yep, just over a sell at Oxford, Ohio. Yep. So here we go. Last show of the night, last show of the weekend. Let's see how we do. This is All Elite Wrestling Origins 2020. So 9,200, it's another sellout on pay-per-view, and the over-the-top spectacular entrance from Chris Jericho starts the show off strong, gets the crowd hotter. Good stuff from Chris Jericho. Opening contest had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Jericho defeats Omega in 13:34 with the Judas effect. It's the 6th title defense of Chris Jericho's AEW Heavyweight Championship. At B-72, the crowd got hotter from this. Storyline advanced. Omega with a higher performance than Jericho, yet basically a much better performance apparently from, well, with that being the case, that Jericho still won't put Omega over, is annoying, but as what it is, decent opener for the show. About the had, Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat saw Lexi defeat Mia Yim in 9:40 by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. During the match, we had Demi Bennett run in, making her defeat. Oh, she hit Lexi. Shit, wrong person. She was meant to hit Mia Yim. We'll just remember she hit Mia Yim instead of Lexi. But D45 and 41 performances each. The blue chipper gimmick of Demi Bennett got an average rating. Let's hope she doesn't have a massive career that starts off with that bump, hitting the wrong person. After the match, Mia Yim's in the ring, and Lexi and Demi Bennett decide to beat her down, and that is an E28. Chelsea Green hype video, E21. Adam Page versus Jimmy Havoc hype video, E-21. Match itself was terrible. Adam Page defeated Jimmy Havoc in a first blood match in 8:35 when Jimmy Havoc was busted open with the rite of passage. D-39 there. Better performance from Havoc than Page. Hangman's just really struggling to get over, and it's really annoying me. Like, I was going to put him in the first title match, I had to pull him out. We'll keep pushing, he's young enough, but frustrating. Havoc, I think I'm going to keep him, but we'll see. And about had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Jay Lethal defeating Ray Phoenix to gain some morale in 10-12 with a Hail to the King. A B-79, great chemistry. Phoenix with a better performance, but overall a good match up there. Both guys certainly could go for better things in the future. MJF's promo, the D42, asking why the hell he's not on this show, but getting a part of the spotlight. Tag titles on the line saw the Addiction defeat the Wolves in 10:25. Daniels over Richards. Eddie Edwards carried the match, but we have new tag champs, a C plus 69. Maybe one day Eddie Edwards will push towards that main event scene. The Wolves gaining some very good skills there as well. A few negatives, mostly the heels declining physical ability. Next up was Sami Callihan defeated Cody in 14:31 with a Cradle Killer, his third defence of the Dream Championship title. The C plus 67 got the crowd buzzing, a 57 rating for Cody to Sami's 64. And after the matchup, Cody's in the ring, and it was Castagnoli and Strong who run in and beat him up. The suave gimmick for Claudio Castagnoli got a great rating, but the segment was only a D44. So obviously overness not as good as the in-ring capacity. Looking forward to booking that stable though. Superb wrestling match in the co-main. CM Punk defeats Kevin Steen in 13:42 with a Pepsi Plunge, B79. Punk with 77 to Kevin Steen's 80. Both men improving performance skills. Few negatives, but overall pretty happy with that. Moxley's promo on Penta is an A89. Come on, can we get the first massive rating here? And in a bout that had superb wrestling and good heat, Jon Moxley defeats Penta L0M in 21:43 with a hook and ladder, B81. Moxley win 80 to Penta's 79. Moxley's getting better at his gimmick, and the negative there was just Moxley's inconsistency and our announced team. Overall, a B80. We were close, we have B78, B80. I believe the promo probably pushed it up a little bit. That's our best ever show and our best ever attendance, and it just shows the company is growing stronger and stronger. People we'll speak to will be Jon Moxley and Penta 0M. We'll compliment them actually. Keep Punk happy. But we're in a good position. I'm happy with where we're at, and hopefully a lot of these people can develop. There's a lot I want to work with that need to slowly get there, but we're effectively like another version of NXT with the amount of WWE folk we have. We'll see how we do in terms of pay-per-view revenue though, hopefully we get more in. Show was excellent and they really struck gold with the show. Good to see. Anything else there that affects us? Nothing directly. Nakamura, we still don't know about. Jay Lethal, growing schedule. Dean Malenko doesn't like the Luchasaurus, neither does Sami Callihan. A 0.08. I don't even think that's our best buy rate. I will look to start getting in other places, and Generico debuts tomorrow night. How convenient is that? Where are we? AEW, top 100. So Origins was our best event. It was our first show to go to a B. And there you go. 3 of the matches there, 3 of the top 4 matches we've ever had were in that show. That's crazy. Attendances, there you go. Much biggest attendance by 600 fans. And no, it was the same buy rate as season's greetings, so actually no, we didn't lose anything. We're actually still on the up. A long way to go with pay-per-views, but that's one thing we're certainly going to look to change as well, in fact. Would you give us prime time? Nah, they wouldn't give us prime time yet, so we'll stick to where we are with that. But 32 days means we can maybe look at pushing to go somewhere else and try and get higher on pay-per-view in America. We'll still get Fight TV, but realistically that's just there and we're not really using it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to process one more day just in case we get the Nakamura news, but I won't book another show. See if we can get Shinsuke Nakamura booked up before we head off for the night. Oh, Carol Anderson. Interesting. No, we didn't get Shinsuke. He's re-signed. That's fair enough. We just, because of his overness in Japan, we just couldn't offer what they wanted. They were happy to give, so that's fine. Flamita's not a very written deal, and that's just Jimmy Havoc signing a 1-month extension. So the cliffhanger we will leave it on will be a bid for the machine gun, because one, it's not over in Japan. Ugh. We won't then. If it was over in Japan, I'd have done it and would have started running Japan shows, but nah. So anyway, Sami Zayn, that wrestler in WWE, is now gone. We found a guy in the Mexican orphanages that's wanting to help us, a man called El Generico. And he's here in AEW, so looking forward to a lot of El Generico and Kevin Steen matches in the future. But that's going to be it for this particular stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Much appreciated. If you've watched it on demand, thanks very much for watching. So yeah, next stream I imagine will be the later part of next week. So you're probably talking Thursday, Friday. Best things to do is just hit the follow button, notifications. You'll get a notification to go live. Get me on Twitter at 21max. I'll maybe even post up as well if I remember on YouTube, just saying this is when we're likely going to go live. But during the week, it all just depends how I feel after work. And to people that are watching on YouTube, any comments, let us know how you feel about the save going, how you feel about the changing format, moving to Twitch, and if you're happy with the whole watching on demand kind of thing. So let's people, if they just want to dive through like an hour and kill a bit of time, they can do that while they're getting about their daily business. But just watching, much appreciated. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to bed in about 15 minutes, so good night. Bye bye.